So good afternoon, everybody. It's really a pleasure to be here and to be invited to this event. Yes, my name is CRISTINA ANANASSO. I am from Ecmwf, European Center for Medium-Range Weather Forecasts, and I know that the acronym is not so easy to pronounce. I am the team leader of the Copernicus National Uptake and the Thematic collaboration, and I am also responsible of, let's say, the contact and the interaction that we are having for us. I usually not give for granted that everybody knows about Ecmwf. So let me start from, let's say, the beginning. Ecmwf was created in 1975 to address the most difficult problem, not only in the research, but also in the operational part, of medium-range numerical weather prediction. We are an international organization with 35 member states and cooperating states like ESA or EUMETSAT. And so far, we are more than 400 staff from really a lot of countries around the world. We are both a research institute. There are a lot of people that really do research in our center, but also we are an operational services. Recently, we have a supercomputer. We had a second one, but now is the most important one, supercomputer facility and associated data archive that is placed in Bologna. Our headquarters is in Reading, UK. And 3 years ago, we had a new site in Bonn, Germany. We are part of the Copernicus program, and we have been delegated by the Commission, the DGDEFIS, to develop and to implement and to operate 2 of the 6 core services, the climate change and the atmosphere monitoring service. Very few slides, let's say 1 slide each, to briefly introduce you the CRISTINA, the Copernicus Climate Change, and I really like to introduce it with this sentence, that is all climate data you had always dreamed of and never dare asking. And all these data are there in our climate data store. Data and products and services. So we start from observation, not only from satellite, but indeed the satellite component is quite relevant, and in situ observation. And we do this to do reanalysis, seasonal prediction, and projection to see how will be our possible futures, depending on the choice that we do now. Obviously, one of the most, or maybe the most important products in our catalog is the CRISTINA Global Reanalysis, ERA5. We are moving slowly, let's say, to the new products that is ERA6 in the next few years. And this gives you an overview of global reanalysis for both atmosphere, land, and ocean. So no gaps in space and time, available from 1940 onward, and is daily updated every 5 days. So you can find all this information on our website. The other service is the Copernicus Atmosphere Monitoring Service. Also in this case, we start from measurements, from satellites, but not only, even from also from in situ measurements. We use them inside our modeling that are global and regional, and we produce what we call core products, or core service. Based on this, there is a lot of work that is already done, but indeed can be even done much more from the private sector to develop additional downstream application for the user. And the user can be the citizen, but can be the public administration at national, at European level. Obviously, we have to respond to the policy needs at European level, but we are in close contact with the national public administration and also with some private companies. I am part of this section, that is the user outreach and engagement section. And indeed, the goal of our section is to get closer to the user. I will not go through all these 7 pillars, but for me it's important to highlight the 2 ones that have a red box next to them. Enhance the user intelligence, and for us this means to really understand better what the user wants. So the intelligence is for us to better understand which are the user requirements, which are the user needs, and to try to provide a response to these needs. To do so, I put here this study that we are doing with ERSC, and to get closer, in this specific case, to the downstream market, together with the Earth observation industry. Another element is liaising and collaboration, and the idea is really to work together with other key stakeholders and collaborate with them on all the possible user uptake initiative. And in this context, there is the Memorandum of Understanding that we signed 1 year ago here in Brussels in another location. This is much more beautiful, I find it. And these are the most important objectives that we put in this agreement. So for us, it's important to be known by you and by this community that we feel a little bit far somehow from our core activities. But also on the other side, to raise awareness about CAMS and the C3S product, to promote together with you the development of a downstream solution based on what we provide operationally every day since a while now, because the 2 services are operational since several years. We would like also to collect needs and requirements, and there was this small meeting 2 days ago as a side event of our CAMS General Assembly. I attended for a very short time, but it was very interesting to see the discussion that there was, and somehow I already collected a couple of interesting needs that for me it's important to report back. And then also part of this MOU is really to write together with ERSC a kind of a position paper where we can highlight this kind of collaboration with the private sector, and we can somehow showcase how we can develop a joint solution. To do so, obviously, we had to find, let's say, another instrument, some more, let's say, more practical or more pragmatic. And this is the study that we are doing since a few months now. And the idea is really to create, together with ERSC, and to promote a solution based on CAMS and C3S for our institutional user. But obviously, this is important because it's done taking into consideration the Earth observation downstream market. So really, your presence for us and your contribution to this study for us is really important. I reported here the work package simply because they really explain where we want to go and which is the process that together with, in particular with Emmanuel and his team, we are going through together. So they are doing surveys and interviews, so I imagine that some of you already have been contacted. We want to organize a workshop. I put in parentheses plural because we were supposed to do one, but probably we need some more time to organize a second one, bigger and with much more involvement from our side and from your side. And for us, it's also important to collect some use cases that could represent your perspective and could bring, let's say, your perspective in our world. To do so, this is my last slide to promote in particular 2 main sectors in which we are putting a lot of effort. As ECMWF, we are responsible for the development of these 2 Copernicus thematic hubs, one on health and the other one on energy. And we would like to collect your use cases or your user testimonial that for us will be part of a database that we can use, and we can also promote toward other users in our website. So we are eager, in this case, really to hear your voice. This is my last slide, and thank you for your attention. And we would really like to have you involved in this ERSC ECMWF Common Study. Thank you.